What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews, and today I'm going to take you through 3 MLB picks that you need to consider for this upcoming slate. Now, a bit of a confession, which you already know about. I know nothing about MLB.
Oh, he don't know nothing.
I could barely spell it. But you guys have been hammering me in the comment section for the last few months about do MLB once the NBA starts to slow down. We love the way that you explain stuff. So I'm going to give it a crack today. I'm going to go through 3 MLB picks. And I got these 3 MLB picks from the Player Prop Shop. Now, the great thing about the Player Prop Shop is they do the detailed write-ups. So I'll take you through what the write-ups are. We'll go through the data. And hopefully I can at least land on 2 that I like. I'll also play around with Outlier and see if there's anything that looks good. I appreciate any feedback, thoughts, what I could be doing differently in the comment section. I will get better over time the more that we do this, but let's bite the bullet. Let's go. All right, the first pick that we're going to be looking through today is an under. It's Adrian Hauser, under 3.5 strikeouts. Now, Hauser, he's been struggling this season. You can see it right here on this graph. Very little control and almost no ability to strike batters out. His strikeout average is a measly 10.8%, while his walk rate is high, 14.6%. After pitching a few relief outings, he's unlikely to stay in the game long. Probably he'll throw around 75 pitches. To make matters worse, he's facing Cleveland, who have the third lowest strikeout rate in the league at 18.4%. Now, that might sound really convincing, but I don't know what any of that means. That's the write-up from the Player Prop Shop. Now, if you're interested in seeing detailed write-up like that across 5 different major sports in the USA, I encourage you to check out the Player Prop Shop. I do have a link in the video description below. They do detailed write-ups for major sports. I've got a yearly subscription, so it's something I'm going to refer to every single day. Definitely helps me out. You can also get 1 week free if you use the code ThePropShop. So all that information is down in the video description. Check it out. That's what I'm going to be using for today. And I'll be mucking around with Outlier as well. So I pretty much covered what the description is. Not too many of those make sense to me. What it sounds like, this guy is trash. He hasn't been playing well. His stats are terrible. He's not going to be on the pitch for that long. And he's up against a Cleveland team who don't allow many strikeouts on the season. So this is his numbers so far in 2024. He's played 6 games. He's gone under in 5 of the 6 games, averaging 2.6 strikeout per game. He needs to get 4 in order for this to lose. If we check out the innings pitch, now I do know what that means. I believe there are 9 innings in a game. He's averaging 4.2 innings pitched, so he's getting hooked about halfway through. So for him to get 4 in 5 innings seems a little bit difficult, if you ask me. Mucking around with some of these filters that Outlier's given us here. Pitches thrown in CSW. I don't know what CSW means. So please, for those you MLB fans, let me know in the video, in the comment section below. But what the hell am I looking at here? So CSW seems to be a percentage. This large number at the top is the volume of pitches. So he's taking about 84.8 pitches per game so far this season. The Player Prop Shop, they have him pegged at around throwing 75 pitches. Interesting. Strikes looking, strikes swinging. I don't know what any of that means. So I'm going to have to do some Google on that. Batters faced and strikeouts. Here we go. So he's averaging 22.8 batters faced so far in the season, and he's only getting 2.7 strikeouts, which is 12%. That seems terrible. I don't know what a good player looks like. If we look at the Cleveland batting versus right-handed pitchers, now, look, I got to tell you, the data that Outlier has on MLB looks very impressive. There's so much data for everything. I just don't know what it means. But Cleveland batting versus right-handed pitchers, I'm going to assume what that means. I don't know what any of these numbers mean. But green means it's good for the under. All right, looking business here. Pitch arsenal. I'm assuming that's a different types of pitches. My God, I'm well above over my head in this one. But look at this data. This is juicy. We got heat maps where he's throwing that ball around. So this is pretty dope. Now, if you guys love MLB and you don't have Outlier yet, I encourage you to check this shit out because the data alone here might be enough to get me into MLB, not gonna lie. So, well, there's the very first pick. It seems pretty good to me. At minus 174, you'd have to put it in a parlay. So hopefully I like one of these others. We might alternate that line and then jump straight into a parlay. But let's get into the next one, shall we? All right, this is the next player that we're looking at. Griffin Canning, under 4.5 strikeouts. Play prop shop, what have they told us? Canning has had a rough start to the season, and this matchup doesn't look promising for him to turn things around. His strikeout rate is a dismal 16.8%. His expected fielding independent pitching is around 5, and he struggles with control, walking about 9% of batters. To make matters worse, he's facing one of the toughest lineups in baseball. The Astros have the lowest strikeout rate against right-handed pitchers this season at 17.9%, and they boast a 114 weighted runs created, meaning they're 14% better than the league average at creating runs. They also have plenty of power in the lineup. Now, I don't know what too much of that means, but damn, that's a very convincing write-up. Looking at the data here for Griffin, is it Canning? It's got to be Canning. So looking on the year, he's played 9 games. He's gone under this 4.5 strikeout line in 6 out of the 9 games, so a 67% hit rate. So that's always good. If we take a look at innings pitched, so he's only averaging 5.1 innings pitched, and an uplift as of late, but the strike rate is not great. He's taken an average of 87.6 pitches, 22.4 batters faced, 3.8 strikeouts as an average at 17%. He needs 5 strikeouts in order to cash. And if this Astros team is as good as the player prop shop says they are, this man's going under for show. Now we have a look at a lot of these statistics. We see a lot of green here on these numbers in terms of rankings. Green means very positive for our bet here if we're looking at the under. So this looks pretty convincing to me. Said, I'm going to need your help to figure this shit out. But these two players at these odds, they're both at about minus 160. I don't mind the look of that. So I might even just put both of those together in a parlay. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. I've got one more to go through. It's not a strikeout play, so let's check this shit out right now. We're looking at Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt from the New York Yankees, I'm assuming. Now, with Clark Schmidt, we're not looking at strikeouts. We're looking at outs in this one, and we're looking at another under, 17.5 outs. Now, Aaron Boone is eager to secure a win and pull Clark Schmidt earlier than usual. Schmidt struggled to reach this line in his first 7 starts of the year. Let me just update the data here. Yep, first 7 starts of the year. And while he's done better recently, 20 and 24 outs, getting 17.5 outs seems like a stretch. Seattle has some lefty hitters who could cause him trouble, and Schmidt's history suggests lefties are a weakness, even with this year's improvements. His increased sinker usage has been effective, but the difference between expected and actual results suggests that he might be due for regression. The Yankees also got a solid 7.1 innings from Stroman on Monday, so there's less pressure to let Schmidt work through tough spots later in the innings. So again, another convincing write-up there. He cashed the under in his first 7. Last 2, he's gone over. What do we see in those last 2? 6.2 and 8 innings. Now, those seem like a real outlier. He was averaging 5.2 innings pitched throughout this season. But in the last 2 games, he's seen a lot more game time. That's what that tells me. Under definitely seems like the way. He is averaging 16.8 outs on the season. And you could, for the prop shop and looking at the data, it looks like he's due for some regression. Now, this Stroman, I don't know how to say his name. I know that he went well because I was checking out the box scores because I saw some people tipping him to go under, and he managed to go well over. So if he's pitching quite well, he might give old Clark Schmidt here a spell, meaning an early shower. So a lot of this data doesn't make sense to me now, but I'm not going to do this type of research every single day, and I tell you, I will pick it up quick. I've picked up sports I've never even seen before in just a matter of weeks. If I do more videos just like this in the MLB, I am sure to pick it up. But there are 3 different picks there, 3 different plays, and honestly, they all sound really good. It makes sense. The player prop shop, great detailed analysis. If I look at the data at the same time as I read through it, it makes a lot of sense. This guy went under in 7 straight. Last 2 games, he's gone over because he's got a lot more game time. Backup pitcher, played very well in their last game, could give Clark Schmidt a bit of a spell. He won't have to pitch so many innings. The under on his outs makes too much sense to me. So what I'm going to do here, this is what I'm thinking of doing. You let me know what you guys think of the plays, because I'm assuming if you watch this, You probably understand MLB a lot better than I do. I can almost guarantee you understand MLB more than I do. But this is how I'm thinking of playing it. I'm thinking of playing Adrian Hauser and Griffin Canning under their strikeouts because the odds for them pretty juiced. So together I'll get plus money. And then I might even play Clark Schmidt under 17.5 outs as a straight bet. That's how I'm going to play him. I do need your help. Let me know what you guys think. Should I give up on MLB altogether because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about? Or are you going to support me and get through this for the next couple of months? Because I'm happy to do these types of videos every day. The Player Prop Shop, I think based on how they write their analysis as well, they could in a way give me a recipe on how to bet the MLB. But before I do let you go, that's how I'm going to play those three. Let's just have a look around to see what Outlier is suggesting as the best props so far. We've been speaking about strikeouts. Those make the most sense to me. Let's just look at the strikeout props. We'll look at the players with the highest strikeout prop hit rate so far this season. So we'll look through the top 5, and you can let me know if any of those 5 are really standing out to you. And if they do, I might look to play those as well. So the very first one, this is the powerful tool of Outlier. We've got Brian Woo, or is it Woo? I don't know. But the under 5.5 strikeouts, he's cashed in both games that he's played so far this year. It is pretty juiced at minus 155. But what do we see? He's averaging 4 strikeouts from his 2 games. He's pitching only 5 innings. A lot of green here. He's up against the New York Yankees, I'm assuming here. Yankees hitting the ball quite well. So number of strikeouts for Mr. Wu may not be too high. But I don't know if this is a good play or not. So that does make sense to lean to the under based on what we've seen. We then have Aaron Brooks. Aaron Brooks over 4.5 strikeouts. Now, he's only pitched in 1 game this year where he got 5. So there's probably not enough data and sample size for these 2 guys for this season. We've got Adrian Hauser, which we've already gone through. What about this guy? Garrett, is it Crockett? Crotchet? I've got no idea. But taking a look at this season, he's had 10 games. He played 10 games. He's pitched in all 10 of them. 8 of his games, he's gone over 5.5 strikeouts. He is averaging 7 strikeouts on the season. Now, he's playing up against, I don't know who he's playing up against, actually. Actually, he plays for the Chicago White Sox. So he's playing up against the Blue Jays. Now, what do we know about this guy? He's averaging 5.1 innings pitched. So 5.1 innings pitched. He's got a pretty good strikeout percentage, 34%. He's only facing 20.8 batters. Man, doing work. Look, is this guy? I'm assuming this guy's a good pitcher. But the over does look good. The problem with it, though, he's the Toronto Blue Jays up against left-handed pitchers. They've been slapping them around so far this season. They've been hitting the ball real well. So based off what I'm seeing here, I might be a little bit concerned. So I think the way that what this data is telling me here, that this guy's a great pitcher, but he has a difficult matchup. That's what that tells me. Please let me know in the comment section. Am I off my head? Am I making shit up right now? We've got this bloke, Martin Perez, strikeouts over 3.5 at minus 150. Now on the season, he's covered this line in 7 of 9 games, averaging 4.4 strikeouts. He's at 5.2 innings pitched. What else do we see here? So he plays for, I'm assuming that's Pittsburgh. So he plays for Pittsburgh. He's up against San Fran, right? Okay. So, Brandon, what do we know about them? They rank 9th in, what's K percent? Is that strikeout percentage? At 20%. That's their batting versus left-handed pitchers. I'm going to figure out this freaking data. But all I know is the hit rate on this is great. My question is, are these, this San Fran, it's the Giants, I believe. I think I might have seen a baseball cap of them. Are the Giants a good batting team? Because if so, we see a man with a great hit rate up against a team that might be good at batting. That I do not know. But Perez has a good hit rate. And let's look at one more. The last one, Charlie Morton, under 6.5 strikeouts. This is at minus 155. He's gone under in 6 out of 8 games this season. 5.5 strikeouts as an average. He's averaging 5.2 innings pitched. Who does he play for? The Atlanta Braves. And they're up against the Cubs. All right. Now, the Cubs, I don't know if the Cubs are good at batting either. Actually, we're backing an under here. So the Cubs aren't good at batting, which is why the line's a little bit higher. So he averages 5.5, the Cubs, by the looks of this data. not great at batting, or this line would be at 5.5, but they're ass. So Charlie Morton probably has a good matchup in this one. Check to see if I'm looking at this data, Miami and the Mets. I'm assuming that's the Mets. Shit teams, then that's the type of damage he can do against bad teams. But the hit rate on the season is a great one here for Charlie Morton. So I do need your help. I am not going to be. Look, I do NBA videos every single night, and I don't even claim to be good at that. Jumping into foreign territory, talking about MLB, which I've been completely honest with, I know nothing about. I'm going to need your support to get better at this. So I encourage you to get active. Like the video if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you thought it was trash and a waste of time. But if it was trash, I encourage you to leave a comment telling me why it was and what I could be doing to get better. If I do these types of videos every night, I will get better over time. And if you have any tips and tricks on what to be looking at when I go through these MLB stuff, let me know in the comment section below. But I think the most important thing to do is check out the player prop shop. Like, they get enough detail to have some confidence to take some bets on the MLB when clearly I know nothing about it. So you know what the type of plays I'm going to be doing. I'll probably take Adrian Hauser, Griffin Canning under their strikeouts as a parlay. And then I might look at Clark Schmidt under 17.5 outs as a straight bet. But other than that, best of luck. NBA video coming tomorrow. Back to our usual stuff. And then, depending on how successful this video is, I'll pump out some more MLB content. So best of luck to you. Gamble responsibly. Let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.